Hey y'all, and welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. I'm Tim. Today we're bringing you a top 5, so smash that like button. I'm standing here with Shawn Massey, and y'all, he's gonna give you his top 5 Japanese maples. Get excited, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would really appreciate it. So Shawn, you're standing here with your son Eli.
Mm-hmm.
And how long have you been growing Japanese maples?
I think 5 years now. So I've been ordering from you guys for about 5 years. That's really where I started getting all my maples, is from you guys, and been a loyal customer ever since. So
well, we really
awesome plants.
We really appreciate it. Where are you from?
I'm from Western North Carolina, as far to the west as you can get, Murphy, North Carolina.
In Murphy. My wife's got a lot of family in Robbinsville.
Okay.
So I know the area fairly well. I make trips out there quite a bit.
Yeah,
and
it's beautiful out there.
Beautiful area.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing like Western North Carolina like fall color.
Yeah.
And then you add Japanese maples that have amazing fall color to that, and it just gets even more beautiful.
It just sets it off. I'm trying to slowly plant more Japanese maples around the area, trying to gift them to friends and things, and try to beautify the area.
Well, whenever it comes to Japanese maples, I fell in love with them. You've caught the maple bug too. How many maples would you say you have now?
Probably around 100-ish cultivars, somewhere around in there. I've got a lot of Dawn redwoods and a lot of conifers as well. So yeah,
over 100 cultivars of Japanese maples. That's pretty awesome.
And multiples of several. So
hey, that's the way it is, though. I mean, you get it there and you're like, man, I love Shishigashira, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you've got 4 of those in your yard.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, and then you go around your yard and you've got 4 Meiku Jakus. I mean, that's the way it is at Mr. Maple. It's like we try to keep 2 of everything, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, we've got,
3, 4, 5, man.
We get some of our favorites out there, and then we start putting them in every yard we have.
Yeah.
And my mom's yard, my uncle's yard, my yard, Matt's yard. So it gets to be a lot.
Yeah.
So we've got your top 5 Japanese maples. We're going to start out with your number 5, work all the way down to number 1. What do you have at number 5?
So number 5, we've got Gables Glory. You don't have it, you've got to get it. It is unlike just about any other Japanese maple. Comes out a beautiful orangish red color in the spring, and then throughout the summer it just keeps changing colors. It's a chameleon maple, so it is absolutely beautiful. If you don't have it, get it. It's awesome.
Yeah, whenever Matt and I were getting Lillian's Jewel, and we were so excited about Lillian's Jewel, there were a bunch of other cool plants that Del Laux Nursery was sort of releasing at the same time. There was Cotton Candy, there was Mama Fu, and Gables Glory was in that.
Yeah.
It was found by Larry Gable, and I don't know who started calling it the chameleon tree, but that really is it, because it just keeps changing colors throughout the seasons. I mean, every time you look at it, it looks different. And the colors are unlike any of the other Japanese maples. I mean, you look at it, and the shades of red that it gets to are crazy. And then the yellows, it sort of fades to it, and then has that color keep coming across it during the summer. It's just an outrageous tree, and that's what I love about it. I mean, outrageous colors. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
And it's always changing all throughout the leaf. So it's not just the entire plant is changing colors. Each individual leaf will have multiple colors. It's very neat. And I think there's a lot to be said about the leaf shape as well. It's just got a really nice Amoenum style leaf. It's very pretty. So yeah.
I love it. Made it to your top 5.
Yeah.
If I ever did a real top 5, it would be in the running, because I mean, it is such a cool plant. I love how it just keeps changing constantly throughout the season, and definitely a pretty cool one.
It's one I always find myself going back to throughout the year. I just go out there and look at it all the time, so I had to make it on my top 5. So,
all right, so we've got down to your number 4. What do you got?
For number 4, we've got Hubble Super Cork. Now that is just, again, it's another one. If you don't have, definitely get it. It's beautiful.
Number 4?
Yes, number 4. Definitely a beautiful plant. Corks up even as a 1 gallon, so it'll have some really beautiful bark on it. Fall colors still pretty. It's a typical Japanese maple fall color, just reds, but absolutely beautiful bark, and make a stand out in your yard for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, found by Scott Hubble of Metro Maples. He loves bonsai. And Scott's been a good friend of ours for years. Keith has introduced so many Acer truncatum selections.
Yeah.
We love those. But Scott introduced this pine bark selection, and it is awesome.
Oh.
But the pine barking on Hubble Super Cork is one of the best of any of the cork bark selections.
Yeah.
But Scott at MrMaples is such a bonsai master. He wouldn't consider himself a bonsai master, but he's an expert when it comes to bonsai. He is amazing.
Yeah.
And this selection, it gives you everything that Isaiah Nishiki Kawasu kind of does, where it barks up quickly. But Isaiah Nishiki Kawasu just dies because it barks up so quickly. And Hubble Super Cork makes a healthy tree. People want to turn a bonsai, put out in the landscape. Love that tree.
If it can be used for bonsai, then it's pretty solid. It takes a pretty strong plant to withstand the torture that you're gonna put it through, bonsai in it. The other thing is the bark. It almost looks like alligator skin. It's very, very neat.
And it has an underrated fall color too.
Yeah.
I mean, it really can give you some nice shades of red in the fall. And it makes a small to mid-sized tree that many people could use in their garden.
Yeah.
And then when you do that in your garden, you've got a tree that looks really, really old in a small space. So it's definitely a pretty cool tree.
Looks ancient within, 10 years. So that's wild. So, yeah.
So what do you have at your number 3?
So for number 3, I've got Mystic Maawa. That's just a beautiful yellow Maawa type. Just a awesome little tree. I picked up a nice one from you guys a couple open houses ago. So yeah,
that's pretty awesome. The Mystic Maawa is just the colors that it can give are really cool.
Yeah,
I mean, selection by Crispine Silva. Just found as a dwarf Maawa type to give you some oranges and then some late yellows after that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's one of the slowest growing of the Maawa types. I mean, there aren't a lot of other Maawa types that can get as stay as small as Mystic Maawa. And something's about a name too. I mean, the name Mystic Maawa just there's something about
really
it. It just drags you in because Maawas are so popular, and then you got that mystical part to it, and you're like, man,
it just sets it off.
Yeah,
it's perfect for like around a small pond. That's what I've done with mine. I've got all my Maawa types around a small pond in front of our house, and they're just wonderful for that. If you need something you can plant up close to the home, it's great. So
that's awesome. Yeah, so we're down to number 2. What do you got?
For number 2, we've got Nurneski. It's a pictum, so super heat tolerant, a beautiful white color, and with it being a pictum, it's a white variegated plant that you can put out in the sun, and it's fine with it. So that's really nice to be able to get that white color in a space that you wouldn't normally be able to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the most widest maples that you can get, and it's consistent.
Yeah.
And I mean, Usagumo is a white tree, but we did our video on Usagumo, and Nurneski was in the background, and all the comments are, if this is so white, what's the tree behind it? And it was Nurneski because, I mean, it's that batwing maple leaf with that large leaf, but it's just so white. It's outrageous.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And, again, a lot of your trees are the outrageous ones, the ones that have that flair.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like all the flashy ones. But yeah, Nurneski, you can't beat it. Usagumo, that's a tough one to beat. And I was on the fence between Nurneski and Usagumo, but I think Nurneski overall has a nicer color. Usagumo kind of goes green during the summer, whereas Nurneski, it just stays on fire all the time. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I love that plant.
Yeah.
All right, so we're down to your number 1. What do you have?
Number 1, we've got Shagari. Shagari is a beautiful cultivar. It's one that, again, it's just every spring I find myself going to that tree. Every summer, every fall, throughout the year, it comes out a beautiful purple color. And then the summer, it kind of fades out a little bit, but then the new growth that you get in the actual leaf, you'll have hot pink accents in the leaf, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So it's definitely one that you'll just keep coming back to. So
yeah, I mean, it is a plant that is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Shagari, it gives you unreal colors of lavenders to fuchsia purple. If you put it in deep shade, you can get some like metallic colors in it. I know Brian Rule always talks about putting it in a deeper shade.
Yeah.
He challenged people to do that because you get like this metallic kind of cream with like vibrant green kind of veins to it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're growing in the sun, if you're growing in the shade, it's just an amazing plant. It doesn't get too big either. I mean, it's a 4 to 5 foot in 10 years. Although we were out at the Buckholtz farm collecting seed on some 10-footers.
Oh, man.
And my goodness, it was exciting. I can't wait to go through the seed of a Maawa Shagari. I asked Alan, I said, have you ever went through seed on a Maawa Shagari? He said, no, I don't think I have. I said,
Oh, man,
we're getting to this year.
That's wild. I can't even imagine having that plant and having all that seed and then just, we'll pass on that one. I can't believe that they passed on that. That's crazy.
So we've got tons of seed we're looking through on that plant, and I can't wait to look and see what we find, because it gives you some of the more flashy purples and that flashy metallic-y kind of color that you don't get on many trees.
Yeah.
So
Oh, absolutely.
definitely a pretty cool plant.
Yeah, and the summer flushes, getting that hot pink throughout the leaf is absolutely amazing. So, yeah.
Well, y'all, we've got Shawn's top 5 Japanese maples. What do you think about them? Post in the comments. I think he's got a pretty cool setup with his top 5. Honestly, I think a lot of my top 5 would be fairly similar. I think Maawa would have to be there somewhere. But, I mean, an amazing grouping of plants right there.
Oh, thank you.
So y'all, make sure you smash that like button. And Shawn, you get involved a lot sometimes on some of the live chat.
Yeah.
So check it out. We got Eli right here as well.
Yeah.
And thanks y'all so much for watching. Take care
God bless.
and have a great day.
Bye.